Let's talk about it. You know, there's been a lot of reporting about what Miami has offered for Damian Lillard. And I use the quotation marks around reporting because a lot of it has been from bums like Bill Simmons, which by the way, I have an amazing Bill Simmons slander video dropping later this week. It's a masterpiece. Subscribe so you don't miss it. But in reality, what has Miami even offered for Portland? How extensive have talks with the Blazers even gotten? Nobody knows, but especially not those bozo Celtics fans.
Do you give the Celtics a chance here to pull off a Damian Lillard deal just because of Miami's lack of a really an appealing trade package? I guess the Celtics could offer what? I know you had an article the other day. They could pretty much offer 3 firsts, some swaps. I mean, Rob would have to be part of the deal. Brogdon would be part of the deal as well. It just feels like to me, man, like I continue to get pissed off about Miami. Like if they get this guy for what they're offering, it just feels like they don't really have an appealing package.
The man said Robert Williams, who played 35 games last year, Malcolm Brogdon, who a trade just got rejected because he's not healthy, and 3 first-round picks, the same that Miami can offer. So 2 guys who can't stay healthy, same amount of picks as Miami, but yet our package is unappealing. Make it make sense, because it doesn't to me. But let's go ahead and assume that Miami offered the most that they possibly can. And by the way, I'm gonna show y'all 5 trades this video. All of them are ones that I personally cooked up myself. So if y'all remember the last trade video I did, what are you, an idiot sandwich? I did not get discouraged from that. I went and cooked up some more trades. So if you don't like it, blame me. Hate down in the comments below, I guess. I don't really care. Y'all gonna do it anyways. You got the inevitable OKC trade. We'll unlock the extra first-round pick. That allows us to send 3 to the Portland Trailblazers, the same amount that Celtics fan was saying they could trade Portland. You give them Kyle Lowry's expiring deal. You give them Jaime Jaquez and Nikola Jovic, who are basically another 2 first-round picks. They were just drafted. And then you give them Caleb Martin, who is on an incredible deal. Now, I don't know why Portland would want him truthfully, because he's a very good player right now, and he has a player option. So after this season, he's going to opt out and take a lot more money elsewhere. So I don't see why they'd want him, but that's what the reports have been. And then, of course, Portland will get Tyler Herro. They'll flip him to a 3rd team. So this is the package plus whatever they get for Tyler Herro. And on top of all of those assets that they're receiving, Miami also gets the contract of Jusuf Nurkic. I've had a lot of Blazers fans say, why would Portland do this? Listen, Nurkic is a negative asset at this point. Your team is not trying to win now. The goal is to rebuild and develop all the young guys. Nurkic is not a part of that. He's getting paid a lot of money for the next 3 years, and he can't really stay healthy. So whether he's your only big man or not, I don't care. It's irrelevant to me. Getting off of his contract is a good thing for Portland. Whoa, hold up, stop the video. I see that you are not subscribed yet. That's crazy. Nah, but for real, if you enjoy the content, make sure to subscribe, hit the like button. It really helps your boy out a lot. I greatly appreciate it. Now let's get back to the video. I don't have to be a Blazers fan to know that, even though somebody's gonna comment that down below. And I'm sure they're gonna comment that Jaime Jaquez cannot be traded for 30 days. I understand that. You can verbally agree today, okay? It just wouldn't become official for like another 2 weeks. I get that too. Please don't comment it. But this package right here, which would be Miami's best potential package, which I don't even think it'd get to this much. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But even this is better than the package that Bobo from Boston spit out, okay? Which in full would probably look something like this. So on top of Brogdon and Robert Williams, Boston has to send out a couple other contracts just to make the money work. And this is because they just received the massive contract of Kristaps Porzingis. Another guy who can't stay healthy, but truthfully, I actually really like that pickup for Boston. Porzingis is coming off the most efficient shooting season of his career, and that scares me as a Heat fan because we're already a smaller team as it is. That makes our biggest rival bigger. I would have liked Porzingis on the Heat, although the contract is scary if he can't stay healthy. But because he has a massive contract, Boston has to send out additional salary, and they can't take back Jusuf Nurkic. So although they are able to send 3 first-round picks just like Miami, they can't also help Portland by taking back that contract because they have so much other, top-heavy players at their roster. Even though I don't know what the deal with Jaylen Brown is. I think the talks were he might sign that extension soon, but it hasn't happened yet. So maybe he walks. I don't know how that whole situation will work, or maybe they send him over to Portland. Now, I don't think Boston would do that, but I guess if he said he wanted to walk, maybe that's something they could do. But if well, I don't think Brown would be a free agent, so I don't think it'd be allowed. I'm not fully caught up on the details there, but that situation is still up in the air. And this is what a potential Boston package would look like. But hey, it's not better than what Miami can offer, in my opinion. Now, I think the Brooklyn Nets might have the best package of all because by my math, they can offer 7 first-round picks. And of course, that's because of the KD and Kyrie trade, which is kind of funny because Brooklyn traded all of their picks away 10 years ago to get KG and Paul Pierce. And it really looked like they were going to be in asset hell for the longest time. And they kind of were. And now they're sitting at this spot because they were able to sign KD and Kyrie in free agency and then trade those guys away. Now they're one of the teams with the most assets in the whole league. So they would be receiving Ben Simmons, which, hey, maybe he can turn into a player with the Trailblazers. Maybe once he's out of that nasty New York market, and obviously Ben Simmons has the mental issues, so he might be struggling with that. Maybe when he's in a new situation all the way up there in Oregon, maybe that can help him mentally, which can help his career. Maybe he can be a great player, so him himself could potentially be an asset. Now, even if the Trailblazers don't believe in that, the Nets can send over a ton of first-round picks to incentivize them to take that contract anyways. Now, even if Ben Simmons was to achieve his full potential, I'm not sure how the fit would scoot with work. In my opinion, they're both kind of guards who struggle shooting the ball. Obviously, Ben more so than Scoot, but regardless, Ben could play a big man. You could have Scoot at the guard, have two ball handlers. They could do a lot of things there. Regardless, those 7 first-round picks are obviously very, very enticing, although it's not realistic, obviously. You know, Brooklyn wouldn't have to give up that much. I just kind of wanted to point out that that is the most they could possibly do. And as far as Dame's fit with Brooklyn, it would be nice. I'm not gonna lie. I guess they could field the starting lineup of Lillard, Dinwiddie, Bridges, Cam Johnson, Nick Claxton, which is very solid. Their bench would be very poor, and I still think they'd be a relatively mid team in the East. Maybe a team that would finish 5 or 6. And if that's the case, Lillard's in a similar spot than he's been in with Portland for the last 11 years. Another team we've heard about is the Philadelphia 76ers, who can only trade 1 first-round pick, but they could send over, I got Tyrese Maxey, Korkmaz to make the money work, and then James Harden. Similar to Tyler Herro, James Harden will go to a 3rd team. So pretend like whatever assets they could get for James Harden, add that into this trade. Now, I don't even believe the 76ers would trade Tyrese Maxey. That's kind of been the reporting. But how much better a player is he even than Tyler Herro? Now, I think he's better. Before you get angry, I do think he's better. But how much better is he really, right? Because it sounds like the main reason think Tyler Herro is a negative asset is because he's getting paid all of this money. Well, Tyrese Maxey has 1 year left on his deal. He is going to get paid all of that money next season, if not more, because of the new CBA. So the same problems that Miami's going to be dealing with Tyler Herro, or that another team might be scared to take his giant contract, that's the same problems that Portland would have with Tyrese Maxey. And this whole time, too, it was, oh, Portland doesn't want Tyler Herro. They got too many guards. They got Simons and Scoot and Shaedon Sharpe. But now they would take Tyrese Maxey. So the Philly package is better than Miami. I don't think so. So I don't really think this trade makes a lot of sense. Plus, they still have to find a 3rd team to take James Harden. We've heard the Clippers, but nothing has happened yet. I guess on the Philly side, you got a big 2 of Lillard and B. Yeah, that's pretty good until you get to the playoffs and B doesn't show up. But truthfully, I lied earlier. I said I think the Nets have the best package. I actually think it's the Utah Jazz, who by my math can offer up to 12 first-round picks. My God, that Timberwolves GM is so stupid. And I could have told you that years ago. I was telling y'all Rudy Gobert is a bum. Look it up. He's the guy that I hate the most in the league. Starting all the way back when he used to, subtweet Hassan Whiteside and say that he was ass way back in the day, like 2016. Because, Whiteside was my boy back then. I hate Rudy Gobert. Anyways, the Timberwolves are stupid. They messed up the whole trade market that year. But now because of that, the Jazz have 12 first-round picks they can trade, and then the salary filler they would do is Sexton and Olynyk and Tucker. I think those guys are kind of irrelevant, even though I do like Colin Sexton. Kelly Olynyk, as a Heat fan, I go back and forth on him. A lot of Heat fans love him. A lot of Heat fans hate him. I partake in both extremes at times. But anyways, from the Jazz side, that would give them a big 3 of Damian Lillard, Larry Markkinen, and John Collins. I regret saying the words big 3, but because that's what it is. And to be honest, the rest of the team would be so mid. That team would not be good at all. Damian Lillard would not be happy there at all. And therefore, the Jazz, certainly, they wouldn't give up 12 first-round picks in any scenario. Again, this is just the maximum they could offer. But even if they were to offer 4, I don't even think that's something they would do, knowing Damian Lillard would not be happy there, because I don't think the Jazz would be that good. So for another team to get their offer accepted by the Trailblazers, right? I do think that we heard Joe Cronin yesterday, right? And he said he would like to do right by Dame, but also what's best for the organization. I do believe that these guys like Damian Lillard. They appreciate and respect everything he's done for them. I think they would like to make him happy, right? So for them to make him unhappy, which would be sending him to another team, that offer from another team not named the Miami Heat would have to be substantially better. None of these packages that I showed so far are substantially better than Miami's best theoretical package, which would look like this. Now, obviously, unless you count those Nets or Jazz, monster pick packages, but we get those aren't realistic. That's just maximum case scenario. I don't think those guys would outbid the Miami Heat as much as they would need. It would take 4 or 5 of those first-round picks the Jazz and Nets have available. But anyways, the point is, none of these teams have an offer that's substantially better than what Miami has. And for that reason, teams are scared to even bid because Damian Lillard said he doesn't want to be there. So why would they put out these monster packages? There was even the report today from Chris Mannix who said, here's the reality. On a Lillard trade, the Blazers are nowhere. Miami, which is Lillard's preferred destination, has made an offer. Portland doesn't like it. So the Blazers have encouraged other teams to make offers, but so far there hasn't been any, at least not any serious ones. And then he goes on to bring up some good points that I've said too, is people are acting like Lillard is a surefire prospect. You know, not a prospect, but you get what I'm saying, like a can't miss trade. He's still 33. He still has had some injury problems over the last couple years, and he's getting paid an average of $62 million over the last 2 years of his deal, the last of which he will be 37 years old. So in any world, paying a guy $60 million when he's 37 years old is not a great idea. So on top of him not wanting to play for your organization, why would another team take that risk? It's just not realistic. So if you were Miami, what is the best package that you would offer? Let me know down in the comments below. For me, best case scenario, they can keep 2 of the following 3, which is Caleb, Jaime, and Jovic. I would give up 2. I would not give up all 3. But you know what? I would give up all 3. Let's have some fun, y'all. I'll give up all 3. But I don't think that would be necessary. I'll put it like that. But best case scenario, they only have to give up 1 of the 3. And the one that I would give up, I definitely want to keep Caleb. I understand he might be gone after this year, but I'm trying to win now. I think he's a win now player. He's proven that. So that debates whether I'd rather trade Jovic or Jaime. I thought Jaime was more NBA ready because of his size and his age. But Jovic put on a lot of weight. Looks like he has the NBA body. Obviously, he's a couple years younger, and he's played better in the Summer League. So I guess as of right this second, I would rather trade Jaime Jaquez, although I certainly like both of those guys. But let me know what y'all think down below. That's all I got for this video. So if you enjoyed, leave a like. If you did not enjoy, you can dislike the video because I can't tell y'all what to do. But I'll see y'all next time. Peace.
Look, pull up in your city tryna get that dead face. Do it on my own, I don't need no dead weight. Had to kill him off, yeah, I need a head space. You know this homegrown bitch don't offend me.